When it comes to analysing the Derby prospects, Northern Drake is the new kid on the block, going into the Classic at only his 9th race start. The striking colt has won 5 of those 9 races, including the last 4 straight.
One of the Derby candidates, Northern Drake, trained by Kenny Mann. One of the other big Derby candidates is the South Australian Gold Guru. He's trained by Leon McDonald, who is now with Simon O'Donnell.
Leon, Gold Guru, Australian AJC Derby, it's an enormous race, isn't it?
It is, Simon, yes, for sure.
Rate yourself, obviously a big chance. Beat Might and Power 3 weeks ago and he got the better of you last week, but still obviously very confident going into this.
Oh, look, I think so. The horse has been going a long time, and I suppose one day he comes to the end of his tether, but he looks fine. He pulled up well after his run the other day, and he, you know, he's now back to his own age, and there's no Might and Power here, thank goodness.
He was a bit hard to run down at Rose Hill. 2400, no question mark for you?
Well, I thought we ran the 2400 out very well last week. Doremus looked like he was going to run us down probably in the last 200 metres, but we fought him off quite strongly, and you know, I thought that was a feather in his cap to do something like that.
And just a minor mishap. It was over the course public address system here a little while ago. He just went down on a bumper during his track work this week.
Yes, Simon, Thursday morning he just touched his offside bumper. It was nothing much, and I just wanted to put a bandage on there for precaution, but you know, he's hardly marked it, and I just didn't want him touching it again, that's all.
All the very best.
Thanks very much.
Very nice man, Leon McDonald. Right, the tote update. Gold Guru, $5.60 is Leon McDonald's horse. Tie the Knot favourite, $3.60. That's about the price they've been betting in the betting ring, around about 5-2. Second Coming, the Victoria Derby winner, the Kiwi, trained by Mike Moroney, is at $13.30. Northern Drake, second favourite on the tote, been very well supported, is at $3.80. Vitronite at $10.20. Pursuits at $11 exactly. He's by Quest for Fame. You'd think he'd handle the going, and he'll certainly be running on. Ildon, $11.50. Irish Air is a scratching. Spying is returning $23.10 from the Bart Cummings stable. And Bridal Man, $31.20. Avastar, number 11, is at $71.20 and $62.40 for Pescadero. Right, the horses are now in the parade ring for the AJC Australian Derby. a Group 1 race for 3-year-olds with a prize money of $1 million. Sure a bit of money, Simon, as we look at TAB #1, Gold Guru, who you've seen a lot of in Melbourne.
Yeah, certainly is a bit of money, Ken. And look, this horse does look wonderful. Leon McDonald has him spot on. He's not disappointed with his run behind Might and Power. He's a great horse, Might and Power, and back to his own age group, I think he's got to be a great chance.
The favourite is TAB #2, Tie the Knot. You heard Darren Beedman say during the Tie the Knot interview that only a track bias on the day at Flemington robbed him of a win in the Victoria Derby. Simon, can he do it here? He's a handsome chestnut, lovely horse.
Yeah, Guy Walter set this horse a long, long time ago to win the VRC Derby and the AJC. Here's his second crack at one of our Premier Derbies. He looks absolutely fantastic. The rain hasn't helped him, but if he can handle the sting out of the ground, he is the horse to beat.
I know you like him, Simon. You've always been a fan of his. Have you let a few dollars go on him today?
Yeah, I have, unfortunately, Ken, again, so he's carrying me as well.
#3 is Second Coming, the Victoria Derby winner, trained in South Australia by the former the Kiwi, really, because he's got stables all over the place, Michael Moroney, and to be ridden by Lisa Kropp, who has just returned from Asia.
Yes, don't underestimate Second Coming. He's a good front-running horse. He likes the sting out of the ground. He was a lot longer in the paper odds this morning and talked later in the week about the odds he'd start at. Somewhere around 20 to 1. He's a lot shorter than that because there's a few that fancy him in the wet.
Yeah, if he gets out with a big lead, he could cause a surprise. There's a feeling that horses on the pace have got an edge. #4 is Northern Drake, Grant Cooksley.
Yeah, look, a horse that's just got better and better during this preparation. The only thing I don't like about Northern Drake is it's probably not a classic Derby preparation.
OK, Darren Beedman joins us. Darren, what can you tell us about Vitronite, the black horse? There he is.
Well, he's he's a nice horse. He's been running in better class races, but I just really think that he just really hasn't sort of shown me the real class or the dash that you really need to win this type of race. But in saying that, he looks well.
Yeah, Pursuits, #6, will come along in a moment. Pursuits, as I said earlier, is my quest for fame. Simon, he can stay. He'll keep running on. He was clearly beaten in the Rosehill Guineas by Tie the Knot and Tycoon Lil, but he kept coming.
Again, Pursuits looks well, and by quest for fame, Ken, with the first 2 winners today from the John Hawkes stable, they seem to enjoy the wet ground, so he shouldn't flounder in it today. Has got to be given a very good chance.
Yep, Ildon will be next along. Stephen King's mount, trained by Peter Hayes at Engerston. Is he good enough, Darren?
Well, I just think he just might be a little bit below the top grade. He's been getting beaten a couple of lengths in his last 2 starts, but he is trained by the Hayes camp, and they always turn out their horses in fine order.
He looks the part. You won't see #8 Irish Air because he's scratched from the Clary Connor stable. He is not running. #9 is Spying. Simon, he's trained by Bart Cummings and he's to be ridden by Len Beasley.
As we all know, Ken, you don't underestimate Bart Cummings, but look, Spying would have to improve quite a lot. Beaten nearly 4.5 lengths by Northern Drake last start at level weights. He's got to really appreciate the sting out of the ground and find something to get right into this race.
OK, #10 along is Bridal Man, Rodney Quinn. Not much to say about him, Darren?
No, he's a restricted class horse. He's never really raced in company like this before, so they just might be a little bit too rich for him, I think.
11 Avastar, a bit rich for him too, Simon?
Yeah, a bit rich. Hasn't run against this quality type of animal in New Zealand. This is his first start over here in Australia. Don't give him a great hope, Ken.
And #12, Pescadero, Darren.
Probably a C grader running in an A grade race.
Exactly right. I think that's pretty fair comment for Pescadero. He'll just a little bit rich. With me at the Randwick at the moment, I'm honoured to be with the best jockey I've ever seen ride a racehorse. His name's George Moore, and he knows plenty about Doncasters and Derbies. Good day, George.
All right, how are you? Well?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
1948, 50 years ago, you won the Donny on the Diver.
That's right, yeah, for old Tim Brosnan.
And the Derby, you've had plenty of success in that. Horses like Tulloch and Summer Prince.
Yes, I have. I rode quite a few. I think the most memorable one was riding a Playboy for old Tommy as a maiden.
That was pretty good. I think that was about 49.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
George, what about these heavy tracks? How do you handle them?
Oh, this track was great in my day. We never had the problem they've been having here. It's probably been repaired now, and it's very good today. It's unbelievable because we know in the old days we could have about 10 inches of rain, and with 24 hours it was pretty usable, you know. And today it's really marvellous, the track. They've done a great job.
And you never had goggles in your day?
No, I brought the goggles back in 1950. We had a bit of trouble getting them in then too.
You brought them back from the US, I think?
Yeah, when I rode there, yeah, I rode Hollywood Park.
George, any youngster catch your eye in the Derby this year?
Well, I think this is a dash nice horse, number 4 horse, Northern Drake. And Tie the Knot, I'd love to see him win for the Tate family, who are old friends of mine.
George, I think you might have brought the Grand Dam for the family, for Mr. and Mrs. Tate.
Yeah, well, that's what Sandy's told somebody, that I bought the Grand Dam, but I can't remember what his name was. So.
You were neighbours of them for a while down in that area?
I had the property next to Daisy and Griff, and we had some good nights playing cards there and getting drunk.
The good old days. Well, George, Tie the Knot and Northern Drake have caught your eye in the Derby. Have you got a Doncaster fancy?
Well, I tell you what, the way the track is, Juggler or the other little grey horse, I thought I was a bit keen on number 16, of Jack Denham's horse, but they tell me he doesn't handle the ground too good.
Benner Headline.
Yes.
Yeah. So Juggler or Quick Flick, eh?
Yeah, I think Quick Flick's a damn nice horse, but Juggler's so well weighted here, isn't he, too?
He's a very good horse too, George.
Loves the mud.
The best of them all, George Moore, as we go to a break on the wide world of sports.